I see it 24/7 that yes, so many of us are not waiting until we're older, not waiting for permission, but building a world that we can be proud of. Hi, my name is Melati. I'm 24 years old and a recently published author of Change Starts Now, where I share 100 lessons of everything that I learned having started an environmental organization at the age of 12 through to 24 at Youthtopia. We are a learning platform for anyone, anywhere in the world who's asking the question, how can I create change?
What does a change maker mean to you?
To me, a change maker is anyone who wakes up in the morning and thinks, how can I make the world around me just a little bit better?
Who inspired you to become a change maker?
Growing up on the island of Bali, this connection to nature at a very early age, we saw how much beauty the natural world had, but also the ticking clock of the destruction we were causing to our environment. As we were growing older, the problem of plastic pollution was getting bigger and bigger. And so at the age of 12 years old, together with my 10-year-old sister, I think being that young, it's also simple. We saw a problem and thought, enough is enough, what are we going to do about it? There is this lifestyle on the island of Bali called Trihita Karana. You live in harmony with the people around you, you live in harmony with the natural world around you, and you have this awareness of self. But in today's modern life and the world that we've built, we've definitely forgotten it. The gap between our connection to nature is growing bigger and bigger. And I'm a big believer that that's also the reason why we are not doing everything in our power to connect it. We cannot protect what we don't love, what we don't know.
Do you see more people reaching back to that story, or do you feel it's the other way around?
I feel like my work as a change maker and building this network of young people around the world, I see it 24/7 that yes, so many of us are not waiting until we're older, not waiting for permission, but building a world that we can be proud of. I see it in the innovators, I see it in the farmers, I see it in teachers, this new story that we are writing of something we can be proud of. But then on the other hand, I find myself in rooms, in traditional institutions and government meetings where all I hear are the reasons why we cannot change, or the reasons why we have to wait for more data, more analysis. And that frustration is also growing within the generation that I'm a part of. We know that business as usual can no longer exist. We know that at the current rate we're going with the lifestyle we've created, we need 1.7 planets to sustain this lifestyle, where we don't have 1.7 planets. We have this one big, beautiful blue home.
What drives you?
Community drives me. Seeing all of these incredible examples of real life young change makers who are innovating and inventing new ways. It's a sense of this unstoppable energy that I feel. You don't have to start your own organization. You don't have to be a great storyteller. You don't have to be into research or the science. The good news about this is that we have so much to do. But there's so many of us that if we each focus on our unique strengths, focus on our unique passions and what we want to see change in the world, then the to-do list gets shared and this co-creation of that better world exists.
Do you feel that people can be afraid of change?
I think it's easy to fear what you don't know. And also, when you're not given the tools to learn how to imagine. Because if we stay stuck in the fear, it becomes this paralysis. It becomes this downward spiral where you don't know anymore how to get out of it. But we also live in such an exciting time that when we have access to these inspiring stories, when we have access to role models who have done it before in their community and we can learn from them, I think that's where we transition from a place of anxiety into action.
So there's this way where we get the narrative, we change the narrative. What would be the role of media in that?
I believe we grow in the direction of the stories we tell and the questions we ask. A good story inspires, but a great story makes you want to take action. And that is the kind of storytelling that we need to see more of in the world. Not stories, not headlines that shut us down, but instead bring out that curious explorer, that one that ignites us to take action. So it's not only the media that I think needs to have a radical change, but also the educational institutions and the way we learn, so we can change the way we lead, so we can change the stories we share to inspire that cultural shift that we need.
And maybe as a final question, what is one story in maybe a couple of sentences that you want to put out in that world?
Okay, one of the stories that I'm currently obsessed with is the story of a hummingbird. You have to imagine the most healthy, biodiverse rainforest with all the insects, the bugs, the lions, the animals, and this rainforest sets on fire. All the animals run out of the rainforest to the nearest watering hole. But they all see this one tiny little bird coming back and forth to the flames and to the water. And the bigger animals say, haha, what are you doing? This little hummingbird goes, well, I'm doing the best that I can. Now, I think that this is one of the most powerful stories that we can also apply to the real world, because how many lions and elephants and tigers do we have that are standing on the sidelines that have so much potential to create change? But instead, who are the actors? All the little hummingbirds going back and forth. Imagine we had 1,000 hummingbirds and 1,000 little monkeys going back and forth. Remember, no matter how small you are or where you are in the world, we all have a role to play.